Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's Lucas Invader, Lucas Hunter, Uncle Daddy Luke, whatever it is now that I want to go by. And I gotta make a probably Uncle Daddy Luke because that's what I use for my podcast. But I'm back with another video. And like I said, I'm more so on the fighting game side of things now. I definitely will be doing a video about anime soon enough. But from the looks of my last video, seems like you guys forgot about your boy. But I can't blame you. But like I said, I am on the fighting game side of things now, and it is more so related towards anime fighters. So, with that, I just wanted to give my brief opinions and thoughts on a company that is the not publisher, but the creators of Dragon Ball Fighters, called Arc System Works. They call them Arcsys for short. They also go Axis or some shit like that. Just anybody under that umbrella of Arc System Works, and the games that they're developing will be developed and will be coming out sooner than later, or are already out now that they dibble and dabble in still and put updates towards. And I was just thinking over Evo, because it just happened the past weekend, is that they have a lot of titles under their umbrella. And people just keep wanting more from them, more from them, more for them, right? If there's supply and demand, if you're in high demand, you have to supply, right? But I just thought, a JoJo fighter right now, which everybody keeps screaming towards them to do, I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. And just my thoughts on all the games that are coming out and how I feel about them at the moment. So with that, I just wanted to throw out it's a couple of games that they're working on right now: Inferno Climber Reborn, Hardcore Mecha, and DJ Max. I think one of them might be a phone game. One is a music game, I believe, and the other one is some old game that they're remastering or redoing or remastering or remaking. I really don't know much about them, and I'm not truly interested in them. But it's just something that they will be doing constant updates on, I'm sure. I believe Hardcore Mecha is already out, and so is DJ Max. But when I was looking through their YouTube page, they had some kind of DLC, some shit for the music game, which is crazy. So it's just time towards that they'll be taking away to mess with those games too as well. So with that, the first game I just really wanted to talk about was River City Girls, and that was the one that I actually just found out about today. And it's a beat 'em up game. It's kind of interesting, and also too to note, I'll be talking about the games I'm least interested in to most interested in. And with me saying that, River City Girls was the one wasn't least interested in, but I wrote it first like it was, but I'll still talk about it. It's a beat 'em up game. It's like Final Fight. It's cool. I haven't seen a game done well like that in a while. It's so many other things that I want to put my time towards. I want to get back in fighting games and be a part of the community and be a part of the scene. So even though Arc System Works is making it, it's just something that I'm just gonna keep in the back burner. One day if I get to it, I might end up playing it. It's cool that it's made from the based off the old River City Ransom. It's about two girls and they have to get their boyfriends out from they got mugged and they're in captivity right now, and it's their girlfriends. River City Ransom was about them, but now River City Girls is about their girlfriends having to go get them because they're thugs or whatever, blah 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 blah. So it's cool. It's a Final Fight esque game. I haven't seen a good beat 'em up in a while. So one day, if I think about it and I have a lot of time on my hands, I might come back to it. But actually, the game that I was supposed to say that I was least interested in is Kill la Kill If. It's just been rehashed so badly. Anime games get a bad rep for just being arena fighters. I understand where those want for an arena fighter is, but who thought of Kill la Kill? It's just me. I've had my most fun with a arena fighter in the Storm series for Naruto, and I just don't see myself coming back to a game like that and putting time into it. Like I just had the most fun with the first Storm series of Naruto back on the PS3 days. That's the most fun I've had. Jump Force has also been out. I just don't see me playing Kill la Kill If just ever, or picking up myself. If you're interested in those kind of things, that's great. They're also doing like a reimagining of the story, I think, and I'm sure some kind of DLC will be coming out, some kind of patching, because it is still a game, a fighting game, right? But it's just an arena fighter. And Obviously, something's broken, something needs to be fixed. I think Asatsuki just won Evo, and it wasn't even close. If they have to look over those kind of things, of course they'll still be dibble dabbling in it, and it's going to take some of their time. But on to next, I want to talk about Blaze Blue, not cross tag, but just regular Blaze Blue Central Fiction. Of course, actually, it's weird because this morning I seen that they finalized everything that they're doing for the Arc Revo Finals, and Blaze Blue was a game that I bought. I intended to actually learn Central Fiction. I played with one of my friends who actually first got me back in fighting games a lot with Chrono Phantasma EX, CPEX or whatever they call it. And it's a great game. It's just something. It's just too many games right now at the moment. Dragon Ball is mainly what I try to focus on, and also Guilty Gear was the game that just got me back into it. The first game I bought in anime, not anime, but in fighting games to get back into the scene ish kind of a things and putting me back on the map for paying attention to these kind of games again. And Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear are kin spirits. Obviously, Blaze Blue is under Team Red, and Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue is under Team Blue, and Guilty. Oh Lord, look at me, I'm messing up. And Guilty Gear is under Team Red of Our System Works, but they're still together as a whole company. And just because they're dibble dabbling in different games and making their own and publishing or helping to publish games or developing them doesn't mean that it's still not part of the company. But with the Arc Revo finals coming up, I don't know if we'll be hearing any news about it. I think they did their final update for it earlier this year or late last year for Central Fiction. But it'll be cool to see if they do have something in the works that they'll let us know about in the finals in November. But for now, even though they probably are done with balancing the game and just going back towards it, but they are still having the finals for it. So that's why I just had to bring it up. And it is a great game, like I said. But like I said, with a lot of competition right now, it's kind of hard for me to want to get into it at the moment. I even did trying to learn Izuyoi on stream before and things of that nature, but it's just something that I won't be coming back to for a while. Hey man, I'm a fighting game fan. I will watch a top 8 of Central Fiction. I'll watch pools. I'll watch a top 16 of Central Fiction. It's just that more so I'm looking towards the future of it than actually trying to play in it myself. So the next thing that I'm more interested in is Eunice. Eunice is mostly French bed developing or Arc System Works is publishing. I'm not really sure how it goes, but with Eunice, but no, I believe French Bread is the developer, but it just looks like a great game, man. I would eventually end up picking it up to play it and try to learn it, but like I said, Dragon Ball is something I need to focus on and have that towards most of my time. But many people compare it to a Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. It just looks like that great of a game. The balance is great. I'm a edge lord kind of guy. I like basic looking characters. Like I said, the hide looks great. Gordo looks great. Everything just about that game has Wagner and Yuzu. I'm, that kind of dude. So I'm not really just, into those different kind of Merkava, or don't even get me started on the fucking, the girl with the mecha hands. But it's a great game. And one day I do honestly want to come pick it up one day and try to learn it. At least Seth from, good enough to beat somebody with that I can play with, because Seth is just a great character. And also 2.0 is coming up with the new update and new balances, new game modes. That's always great for a game's health. And especially since it just got on Evo, I definitely might see it coming back too. If Tag Battle can be on there 2 years in a row, why can't Eunice be on it 2 years in a row to help the scene grow even better? Now, getting into my top 3, it was in order from least interested to most interested, even though I messed up River City Girls and Kill la Kill. But with number 3 game that I'm most forward looking towards to in the future, obviously number 1 is kind of skewed if you know the past 3 videos that I did something about. But BB Tag is just a game that I haven't picked up. I picked up Central Fiction, but I didn't pick up BB Tag when it first came out. But BB Tag first came out in mid 2018. Dragon Ball Fighters had already came out, I believe. If I'm recalling that correctly, I might not be, but it just looks so fun. I like versus game. I remember playing MVC2. I loved MVC2. My heart is with Dragon Ball at the moment, but especially since they're putting in Senran Kagura. Just look at my baby Yumi. She looks so great. She's just not a model from a different game, and they're throwing in it. She's 100% new sprite, just like the Ruby characters. And with that, also too, putting in Neapolitan, I think that was really smart. Whoever, I mean, you have to be a doorknob to think that a mute character wouldn't be a good idea to put in the game, because she literally says nothing, has no voice lines. I don't even know if they're going to give her voice lines for when she's getting hit or anything like that. So that was just smart on that case. And oh my goodness, to have Yumi and possibly Asuka in this game. Me, I'm a Blake boy. I really like Blake a lot, and also Seth. You know, those the kind of characters that I'm really into. But you know, just looking forward with 2.0 patch coming up, and we're not even going to talk about the tank, the new mechanics that they're going to install, the rebalancing of the game. I really just don't think any 1-2 character is too strong right now. I think the talk of the town is Akihiko and how he might be a game like the toppest of tiers at the moment. And but even though with saying that, I think they only had 2 Akihikos in top 8 for Evo. So I think the game is at a great spot right now and can only go up, especially if you add more characters, more of everything. And I remember the first little controversy that it had when it came out, like the next game I'm finna bring up, which is Grand Blue Fantasy. And I'm gonna do a whole another video on it. I wanted to do before the news came out that is coming out early 2019. I think February 2019. I mean 2020. I'm sorry. And also the information is that it will have 11 characters at launch, 11 base roster characters at launch. Now I get it's a new series, it's a completely new a series. Like it's not a new anything. It's the first of its kind in Grand Blue for a fighting game. But come on, man. I don't even know what they were thinking with that one. I don't know if it's a dropped on the ball. And this game was first announced 2 years ago in 2018. So how can it only have 11 characters? Don't even get me started. I'm gonna do a whole completely different video on Grand Blue. And what I wanted to do before they released the news was, which kind of killed my idea to do the video, but I still want to do it anyway because it's what 8 out of the 11 have already been shown, and 5 DLC characters they're gonna announce before. Like, I just don't even know what Arcsys Works is trying to do with this game. But also, it does have the RPG element of the game, which looks really cool and will definitely be taking up some of my time. I'll definitely be running the RPG aspect of the game too, but I just don't see how this can get them more. I don't know. Game is going to probably have a rocky start at the beginning of it, but with that, it still looks great. And I am eventually going to do the video on the characters I want to see in Grand Blue Fantasy. I don't play the mobile game that they're basing it off of, but right, how do you have a mobile game that's been out for I don't know how long, have so many characters, and you only had time enough to put 11 characters base roster and say that you're gonna release 5 characters, half of the base roster in DLC? Like I said, man, I just don't think it's great that they're having their hands in so many games, because look, something as cool as Grand Blue, which they noted that is going to be geared more towards newer beginner players to get into the game. How are they going to want to play a game when they only have 11 characters to choose from? You're literally just going to have one archetype of every character and not mix and match character archetypes or the potential a character could be with only that at the moment. So I still want to do that video on it because it still looks like it's going to be good. The RPG seems cool, but I just don't know how they dropped the ball on that. And lastly, the number one game we're looking forward to in the future is Dragon Ball FighterZ. I mean, obviously, Janemba, the recording of this video was just released on the Switch. He comes out on the 8th. I probably think today's the 7th, so he might be coming out like late tonight, 10 p.m. For people to finally get their hands on. And early reviews aren't too great. I also know that Hook Gang God, everybody is basing his opinion on him playing him, on Hook Gang God playing Janemba. But I also know that Hook Gang God just isn't a super lab monster like that. I know that he definitely labbed out his Piccolo, and I don't know if he started doing orb Hell's on grenade setups and snap loops first or things like that, but I remember him having some big tech for Piccolo back in the day. But like I say, he's not just really somebody known as a lab monster. And just for everybody to completely go off of what he's saying before they even get their hands on it, like I said, man, it's people that just aren't a part of the community that just want to spread a negative. If that's truly Hook Gang God's opinion on Janemba, that's cool. That's fine. He's actually played with the character on the Switch. That too. Take that with a grain of salt as well. But until people get them in their own hands and can form their own opinions about it, why would you just want to spread something so stupid and say, haha, this character is stupid. Y'all begged for him to be in the game. We should have got Kefla instead. But also the balance with it, I think the balance of the game is fine. Like I said, I think after season 2 is over, Gogeta and Broly, they're done with the game. I don't know if they'll still be having the World Tour Finals in 2020 next year, but I still, I want to be part of this game. I do want to be part of the scene and part of the community, and that's just my 2 cents on Dragon Ball right now. Of course, I'll be doing more videos on Dragon Ball Fighters in the future. But the number one reason I wanted to do this video was for Guilty Gear. And Guilty Gear is the game that first got me back into the fighting game scene, that put it on my map to be paying attention towards these games. And Guilty Gear Xrd Sign first came out in... Why do I keep saying Xrd? Well, Xrd Sign came out in 2013, 2014. And I've just been, infatuated with the community since, and seeing everybody playing, all the people that I used to keep up with big back then, and seeing how Omito just came out of nowhere, which is Johnny, and is just the hands down the best player in the game. But regardless with that, from the actual scene, what I want to see from a new Guilty Gear, not what I want to see from a new Guilty Gear is not what I want to see, but what I think will be interesting following is that Guilty Gear is known for not having too many characters in their games. They have a nice roster of Accent Core. And also too, man, I remember back on my PSP, I had Accent Core when I was 10. I remember playing it on my PSP by myself. I would play with Cliff, which is funny enough. I didn't look up any videos on YouTube or anything. He just seemed interesting to me, and I just played Cliff, and he was the most broken character in that game. But man, Guilty Gear just has a special spot in my heart. I haven't played it in I don't know, God knows how long. And I'm a Leo boy, if that gives you any indication of what I like. It's kind of the trend I've been setting, saying I like Seth, I like Yuzu, I'm a Leo main. But it'll be cool all the things that they bring from Accent Core to the from XX to Xrd, and whatever they're going to do. I think people are hypothesizing that it's going to be XTH. Look at me, man. I'm just rambling about, Guilty Gear. It's what's got me back in the community. It's what's got me back. I keep saying community. I already said I'm not truly part of the community, but what's got me back into appreciating fighting games so much. But like I said, will they be rambling still? But first I wanted to talk about was the game mechanics. Are they going to be bringing back Danger Time? Everybody is hoping they don't. How will YRC be changed? I think YRC was great. Red RC, I don't know about PRC. Things that people have been asking, if you do a new game, don't bring it back. But also returning cast, who will be in the returning cast. I remember in some leaked, actually it was just recent, a new dude has leaked or has tried to put out leaks towards the returning characters, and it also said not returning Zato and Venom. And I thought that was those have been staple characters in the game. I mean, I don't think Guilty Gear, I don't think it's 100% not possible, but I don't think Guilty Gear would go down the lanes of Street Fighter not putting in Akuma and E Honda, and who else was part of the first base 8 characters of Street Fighter. Well, Akuma wasn't, but I mean, how can you not just have him in your game at first? To where characters like Zato and Venom will be DLC down the line. I understand Raven, I understand Coom, and I understand Jacko. And Jacko is also too lore-wise, is that she's literally not there anymore. She's literally dead. But returning characters will be interesting to see. New characters that they're going to bring up. Apparently, Soul's ex-scientist dude, I forget, Asuka R. Cruets or something like that, is apparently supposed to be a new character in the game as well. And the lady that they just defeated. Exactly, it's weird if they're going lore-wise, Jacko shouldn't be in the game too. But the lady that they just defeated is apparently supposed to be in the game as well, from what the leaker said. So I just don't understand it that much. But also, the game just looks beautiful. I don't even want to gush on it like everybody else was gushing on it. But I also think too is that a big reason why people love Guilty Gear, why I love Guilty Gear especially, is that Dragon Ball lacks in not even just say combos, but options. Let's say you're playing Bardock, you do Lariat, that'll get you out of EX Lariat, it'll get you out of most situations. But with Guilty Gear, it has such a wide variety of options that you can do that your best option is somewhere in there. You have to figure it out for yourself in the moment that you're in. So it's just a game that lets you express yourself as a player, your individuality. Tomo's Leo, the best Leo player, uh Tomorello. I keep confusing Tomorello and the Tomo Leo player for Guilty Gear. He's the best Leo player in the world, right? But from him into number two, they don't play exactly alike. I think the number two Leo player, I forget his name, he DPs a lot more. He's a lot more aggressive. He doesn't use a lot of the setups that Tomo does, but it's just that individuality of the game itself that allows you to do that with the game mechanics, and also for there to be more move sets for the characters, which I think is something that they definitely need to look at for Super Dragon Ball Fighters or Fighters 2, whatever they want to call it. But also, too, what I wanted to bring up, I think is probably be my last point, is that apparently I remember the old leaks from when I remember they first just shown the trailer for Guilty Gear at Evo, right? But it had already been leaked that they were working on a new game, and I just couldn't get super hyped for it. I was happy, but I wasn't going to be fake hype or some shit like that. But apparently in the old leaks, it's set. I remember reading that Baiken and Hakumen were going to be in Samurai Spirits, and a couple of characters or one character from Samurai Showdown was going to make his way into Guilty Gear. Maybe Hohamaru or Genjiro or somebody. But I honestly don't see that not being possible. I mean, literally, Baiken screams Samurai Spirits. Hakumen screams Samurai Spirits to me. So that'd be really cool if they were able to cross diverse. I mean, guest characters is the way that fighting games has been going for a long time. Well, not a long time, but has been the big thing in games for a minute now. So if they were to incorporate something like that, I think that'd be really great. I'd definitely pick up Samurai Spirits just to pick up Hakumen and do 100% damage with him, round start or Baiken or whatever Samurai Spirits character they decide to have in Guilty Gear. I think that'll work greatly. So, and also too, on Arc System Works YouTube page, now that I think about it, they always have like are supporting Samurai Spirits and are doing live streams of players playing in Japan. So just keep your eyes out for it. And if you heard it from me first, let the world be known. But like I said, man, our System Works has, I think I counted 11 games they're keeping tabs on, aren't truly updating like Blaze Blue Central Fiction and the old Guilty Gear right now. But they have 11 games, technically 12, that they're, with the new Guilty Gear 2020, that they're having their hands on in some aspect. Maybe not just game balancing, but with the World Tour Finals, what they just released the news for in today, that it'll be late November, and the remaining ways players will be able to get their chance at the prize pool. But like I said, man, JoJo, a fighter, as great as it sounds, a new this, a new that, as great as it sounds, they're just stockpiled right now with a lot of games that they're doing. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. One day, hopefully, I can get a JoJo Fighters. Relics of the Future. I definitely want to do a video on JoJo itself and what it's mean to me in anime, for me not just really super being into anime at the moment and watching JoJo, what it's done for me. But of course, I would love a new Relics of the Future, Relics of the Future, or for Arc System Works to do it. But people forget that Relics of the Future was made by Capcom. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in the next 2 or 3 years if we do end up getting that, or a new Persona 5 Arena. That's what people are, asking for. But, with this tied down, like I said, supply and demands, and it looks like Arsenal Works are doing the thing right now. But this has been Uncle Daddy Luke, Lucas Hunter, Lucas Invader, whatever you want to call me. And thanks for tuning in. Now I'm tuning out. See you guys next time.